Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. For some days now, William Ruto's team have been sharing some photos of a gloomy Peter Munya and that photo of Junet Mohamed. And they have seriously been celebrating that Junet Mohamed was beaten and that also Peter Munya also appeared sad and beaten. William Ruto's team have seriously been celebrating those photos. So in this video, I want us to dissect those photos to see exactly what they mean politically. Yes, also considering the kind of a speech William Ruto made in Parliament as he was officially opening the 13th Parliament. But before we do that, I want us to listen to Junet Mohamed responding to William Ruto's maiden address during the official opening of the 13th Parliament. Because as William Ruto's team was celebrating that Junet was beaten, Junet had some words for William Ruto and for William Ruto's team. Let's listen in to Junet Mohamed before we proceed with our analysis. Listen to this.
The shortest speech I have ever seen in Parliament by the President. It has never happened. Looks like there were no serious issues to discuss with the Kenyan people. But more importantly, the President looked like somebody who's still in campaign mode, still campaigning, still talking about issues of hustlers, still talking about the issues of bottom-up in the judiciary, he's still talking about who was the opposition candidate and who was government candidate. Those are now things that are dead and buried. With the declaration of the results at Bomas, those things are behind Kenyans. The worst thing I've seen today is that the President is still issuing new promises. He had issued promises during the campaign. He had a plan and manifesto. Today he was issuing new promises that are very new to the Kenyan people. So I don't know, is it promises over promises over promises?
What is so new for you?
There are a lot of issues. Issues to deal with NSSF, the savings he's talking about. All those things should have been covered in his manifesto when he was campaigning. But more importantly also, he is cutting the current budget that we passed in April by 300 billion shillings. I hope when Treasury brings that supplementary budget to National Assembly, where I sit as the Chief Whip, I hope that they show us the items they're going to cut the budget from. Because we want to know where that money is going to be cut. You know, cutting a budget is cutting like your flesh. So we want to see where that flesh, is it the arm, is it the leg, is it the back, is it the stomach? We want to know where the President...
Yes. That's Junet Mohamed responding to William Ruto's maiden address to the nation during the official opening of the 13th Parliament. In this video, I want us to dissect all that to see what they mean politically. And I want us to tie the photos to William Ruto's address to the nation during the official opening of the 13th Parliament. As William Ruto was opening the 13th Parliament, William Ruto reminded the Kenyans on how he won the election. Yes. He reminded the Kenyans that he won the elections against the Azimio team. And then William Ruto also told Kenyans that for every 2 shillings Kenyans save, the government will be giving them 1 shilling on top. And then William Ruto also told the nation that by the end of November, 4 million Kenyans shall have been removed from CRB. And in my honest opinion, those are just promises. William Ruto is clearly making new promises. And just as Junet Mohamed has said, instead of William Ruto actually fulfilling on the promises he made, he is making new promises. And what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It shows clearly that William Ruto's regime and government will be a government of actually just giving hope to Kenyans. Most likely they will not deliver much on the promises they gave to Kenyans, but they will be constantly giving new promises. By the time that November will be reaching, William Ruto and his team will most likely be giving new promises. So that's just a confirmation and an indication that William Ruto most likely will not deliver on the promises he made to Kenyans. He is just trying to run away from some of the promises he made to Kenyans because he knows he might not fulfill them. So he might be making new promises that he knows maybe in one way or the other he can fulfill to make Kenyans most likely to forget on the old promises he made to them during the elections. And I consider that a very smart politics from the side of William Ruto, in that Kenyans have got very short memory. Kenyans will not be able to remember the promises William Ruto made, but they'll just be remembering the new promises that maybe he'll be making and fulfilling. So in other words, William Ruto is cleverly trying to run away from the campaign promises he made, and he wants to run away from them by making some new promises that maybe can fulfill or maybe cannot fulfill. That's what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's a confirmation. Kenyans should not expect William Ruto to fulfill, quite a good number of the promises he made during the campaigns. And then on the photos, ladies and gentlemen, it's clear William Ruto and his team are still on a celebratory mood. They are still celebrating. To them, they see that they won against others. But now that William Ruto is now the president, he is a symbol of national unity. He is a president for all Kenyans. What comes out from his mouth, or what his team should be telling Kenyans, are things that brings the people together. Listening to William Ruto's team, especially some of the elected leaders, they have actually been celebrating that Peter Munya was sad. And they have also been celebrating that Junet Mohamed was appearing a little bit beaten. They are really celebrating that. But it's not bad for them to celebrate. But as they celebrate, what Kenyans want and what is important, Kenyans want service delivery. Kenyans are not interested on who has been humbled or who won the elections or who was beaten. Kenyans want services to be delivered. Ruto is now the president. Kenyans want William Ruto and his team to fulfill on their campaign promises. That's what Kenyans want. Instead of celebrating that some people were beaten, some were humbled, that's not helping Kenyans. Kenyans want to see service delivery. And also, before I conclude, I'm seeing a very high possibility where should William Ruto's team and even himself continue on that trajectory, then it's most likely we are going to have a government that is going to be seen to be of a specific group of people. It's not going to be seen as a government for all Kenyans. And it's now incumbent upon William Ruto to actually rein on his supporters and even some of elected leaders. In fact, if you look at Didmas Baraza, he has seriously been celebrating the gloominess of Peter Munya, and he has also been sharing some of these photos of how William Ruto beat his opponents. I personally believe that Didmas Baraza should also be called to order. Kenyans are not interested in sideshows. Kenyans want service delivery. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. But even before I stop, I've pinned my number on the comment section. In case you want to have a chat with me, to share information, or even to support this channel, contact me through the number. Or you can send any contribution or support to the number. And to those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And if possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.